Okay, so this lesson should be fairly simple for us because it's really a review. So make sure you're writing everything down in detail and you have an understanding of this because this will be the biggest foundation we have for this next unit. Coordinate plane. Most of you have seen this. The coordinate plane is formed when two number lines intersect. I have a horizontal that goes from left to right and a vertical that goes up and down. Okay. The x-axis is the horizontal. That's the one that goes from left to right. That's my x. My y, okay, this is my x-axis. My y is the vertical axis, and that goes up and down. So if I were you, I'd write something in, I'd color code this. This is going to help you. You have to be able to identify which one's x, which one's y, because as we move forward, the y is going to be very important. Okay, our origin. Our origin is where those two axes meet. They intersect at 0, 0. So it's where the x and the y intersect, right here. Okay. Because of those intersections, 4 quadrants are formed, 4 regions. I have quadrant 1, and then we go counterclockwise. Quadrant 2, 3, and 4. And it's super important, if you're not going to write the Roman numeral, then you have to write the word quadrant 1, quadrant 2, okay? So you need to know where these quadrants lie in the coordinate plane. From the x and the y axis, those two lines that formed this, I end up with an ordered pair. It's how we locate something, okay? And our world's kind of off a ordered pair. We have the latitude and longitude. We have points that we can find where someone or something is located. It's the same concept. So your x coordinate always goes first, and then your y coordinate. Okay? So we need to make sure that we have our origin labeled. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Make sure you have all of that labeled somewhere on your graph. You also need to label the x-axis and the y. So why is it important that we know all this? Well, because we're going to need to be able to plot, because we're getting ready to go into functions, and more in particular, linear functions. So we need to know how to plot a point and identify a point. So we first start at our origin. And since x is our first coordinate, I'm going to go left or right. Let's look at letter A. So from my origin, I'm going to have to go right to get towards letter A. So I went right, but I went right 4. If you count each line, there were 4 lines. Then I went up, okay? I went up 3. Right there, that's my ordered pair. It's right or left, up or down. If you go left, it's negative. If you go down, it's negative. Where does point A fall? That falls in quadrant 1. So ladies and gentlemen, I need you to tell me the rest of these ordered pairs and what quadrants they fall in. I'm going to be looking for that in your answers. So remember, be able to identify the quadrant, the axes, and the